transcribed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Railroad Hour. And here comes our star-studded show train. Tonight, the Association of American Railroads presents the Lawrence and Lee operetta Annie Laurie, starring Gordon MacRae and his guest, lovely Lucille Norman. Our choir is under the direction of Norman Luboff, and our music is prepared and conducted by Carmen Dragon. Tonight, another memorable play with music is brought to you by the American Railroads, the same railroads that bring you most of the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the fuel you burn, and all the other things you use in your daily life. Now, here is our star, Gordon MacRae.
Thank you, Marvin Miller, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Lucille Norman will be a lass named Jean Armour, and I'll be Bobby Burns, the lad who wrote the sweet songs that Scotland and the whole world sings. And here's the story of Annie Laurie. Have you ever been to Scotland, where the heather lies like a purple blanket on the heath, and where the lochs are silver teardrops in the valleys, and the mist is like a crown on the Heeland hills? Or on a festive day, have you been to the marketplace of a country town, when lads are in their Sunday kilts, and the pipes are playing a tune that no lassie can resist? Aye, that's my Scotland, Scotland I love.
Robin Burns, why are ye not dancing?
I couldn't find me a lassie, Dunk.
That's a rich one. There's no a lass in Ayrshire would not come a-running if ye asked her.
Well, what's wrong with the music, Jamie?
Well, you know, Robin, every good bagpipe's got the asthma, and you must give a time off for a sneeze.
I'll have 100 pipers for the dancing on my wedding day.
When'll that be, Robin?
Oh, on the day I can afford to pay 100 pipers.
Ha! A day of judgment will come sooner.
We 100 pipers in all, we 100 pipers in all, we'll up and give them a blaw, blaw. We 100 pipers in all. Oh, it's over the border, oh, it's over the border, oh, we'll on and we'll march to the Carlisle Hall with yells, it's castle and all. We 100 pipers in all, we 100 pipers in all, we'll up and give them a blaw, blaw. We 100 pipers in all, we 100 pipers.
Good day to you, Robin Burns.
Good day to you, Jean Armour.
That's a fine, brave song you sing.
Aye, and I'll be singing it in the New World soon.
What?
Far away in the Isles of America, Jeannie. And you nor your father will be bothered to listen to my songs.
You cannot leave Scotland. You must not heed what my father says.
Oh, he's right. I'm nae a fit husband for ye. I'm a bad farmer who cannot plow a furrow straight, and a maker of songs that nobody sings but me.
You understand, Robin. I cannot be your bride against my father's wish.
Well, you see me weeping salt tears? If Jean Armour will not marry me, there's a bonnier lass who will. She's already promised to me.
Another lass? Will she go with you to America?
Aye, she'll go with me anywhere I go. Maxwell and praise our bonny where early falls the dew, and 'twas there that Annie Laurie gave me her promise true, gave me her
before about a lass named Annie Laurie.
Well, I didn't tell you everything about my life.
I cannot believe it, Robin. After all the bonny songs and poems you wrote to me, and the whole time you was promised to another.
Now, Jean Armour, didn't be sad, lass. A few more weeks, and I'll be across the great ocean. I'll no be here to trouble you with my kisses.
'Twas no trouble.
'Twas no trouble for me either. Only remember me, Jean Armour, as the lad what took you walking in the twilight and stole a kiss or two from you in the gloaming. Remember? Roaming in the gloaming on the bonny banks of Clyde.
Roaming in the gloaming with my laddie by my side.
When the sun has gone to rest, that's the time that we love best. Oh, it's lovely roaming in the gloaming.
One night in the gloaming we were tripping side by side. He kissed me twice and asked me once if I would be his bride.
She was shy, so was I. We were both the same. But I got brave and braver on the journey coming home. Roaming in the gloaming on the bonny banks of Clyde. Roaming in the gloaming with my lassie by my side. When the sun has gone to rest, that's the time that we love best. Oh, it's lovely roaming the Well, 'tis all past now, Jean. I'm bound for the Isles of America, where freedom's more than a word, and all men are brothers. Or so I'm told.
Will I not see you again, Robin Burns?
Scotland will not see me again, Jean, when the wind is in the shoulder of my sail. Farewell, Jean. Farewell.
What do you want from me, lass?
Are ye Mr. Bark?
Aye,
The man what publishes the book for all the world to read?
the same.
I have some poems here.
Poems? Did you write them?
No, they were written to me by a lad named Robert Burns.
Burns. I never heard of him.
He's but a poor farmer in Ayrshire, about to go away from Scotland to try his luck in the Isles of America. But I cannot bear to see him go.
So you hadn't borrowed to ask me to publish his songs. Is that the way of it, lass?
'Tis the way of it.
Poems are a penny a peck.
If you can give Robin but a few pounds for his verses, I think he might stay in Scotland. 'Twould make a bonny book, Mr. Bark. There's music in the words he writes. Hear how sweetly runs his song. Blow gently, sweet afton, among thy green braes. Blow gently, I'll sing thee a song in thy praise. My Mary's asleep by thy murmuring stream. Blow gently, sweet afton, disturb not her dream. The dove's echo resounds from the glen. The wild whistling blackbird in yon cornice gently sweet river, the theme of my
Tis a bonny ballad, lass. And you sing it as if you loved the lad who wrote it.
I love him. Will you make a book of his poems, Mr. Barth, and send him what money you can, for he needs it sorely.
Tis a gamble, but if all his poems are the same lilt, I'll read.
Lord bless you, sir. But give me your promise
What promise, lass?
that Robin Burns will never know the name of the lass what brought you the verses.
Goodbye, good Jamie. My ship is waiting.
I cannot see you go, Robin Burns. My bagpipes will play naught but a sad song after you leave the shores of Scotland.
Well, Jamie, each man must travel his own way, and often the paths go wide apart. But there's comfort in the knowing that every road that leads away from Scotland also leads the way back to it again. By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and Lot will love wherever wound again. On the bonny banks, oh Loch Lomond.
Robin Burns, stay!
Dinna delay me, lads. I'm on my way.
Wait, Robin, there's news in the mail from Edinburgh.
Naught can stay me from my voyage, Duncan.
Look.
The songs of Robin Burns.
My verses. Printed up in a regular book, like a schoolboy's speller.
Oh, 'tis a thing of beauty, Robin. Makes me most wish I knew how to read.
What's that? The green slip of paper.
Why, it's a bank draft. For £20.
Robin Burns, you're a wealthy man.
Nay, Duncan. But 'twill pay my debts, almost. But where did they find my verses?
Oh, no miracle that. Every lad knows your songs.
The letter. What's in the letter, Robin?
Why, 'tis from the man who made the book.
Aye?
He wants me to come to Edinburgh. He says the city's agog with my poems. I'm a famous man, he says.
You canna leave Scotland now, Robin.
Nay, you must not run off to the Isles of America now.
Hey, you're right, Jamie. I'll no leave Scotland. I'll take the hero to Edinburgh. Where me and my true love wherever wound together through the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Goodbye. God bless you.
on the bonny, bonny moor, on the
We'll return for the second act of Annie Laurie in just a moment. In an eastern city, for instance, when a factory boiler broke down and stopped production, a locomotive was switched in to power and heat the plant. In another city, when local power failed, a locomotive was rushed in to keep a hospital's essential services in operation. When the water supply failed in still another city, a locomotive was put to work, keeping the water pumps going until repairs could be made. Yes, in time of emergency, whether it be local power failure or national disaster, the railroads have themselves to be helpful neighbors as well as essential carriers of all the things we need and use every day. Now, here is the second act of the Lawrence and Lee operetta, Annie Laurie, starring Gordon MacRae as Robert Burns and Lucille Norman as Jean Armour, with Katie Lee as Katie Bott.
I couldn't have believed it. The poems of an airship plowman swept through Scotland like a blaze. In Edinburgh, it seemed everyone wanted to meet me and to shake my hand. I, poor Rhymer Robin, even dinnered with a lord. Do you think it turned my head? I might, perhaps. But I never forgot the lass who owned my heart. And for Bonnie Annie Laurie, I'd let me do and thee.
I know her.
What? How's that, lass?
I know you're Annie Laurie.
You do? Who is she, then?
My father knows her, too. It was my father who published your poem.
I?
And if you'll forgive a plain girl for speaking her mind, I fell in love with the first line I read of your book.
Well, thank you, lass.
Could your Annie Laurie be like this melody, good Robin Burns? If I had a ribbon bow to bind my hair, if I had a fancy sash, me ain true love, he'd treat me fair. Then he would go to Ayrshire, a logging on the rye. He'd bring me back with his two hands a very fancy prize. If I was like the city born, all fair and smart, there's not a lad in all these parts who know my heart. Then I would go to Ayrshire, where all the law and go. I'd knock about in settlements, wearing furrin clothes. If I had a ribbon bow to bind my hair, if I had a fancy sash, me ain true love, then he'd treat me fair. My red heels would go a-clashing where'er my fancy should. My love would see and wish that he had ta'en me when he could. If I just had a ribbon bow for to bind my hair.
You don't need a ribbon bow to find your ain true love.
But if my love is a poet,
A poet? Poets are a faithless lot. Hey, not to do with poets.
you're faithful to your Annie Laurie.
Aye, but that's different. You think you know my Annie Laurie?
She came to my father's house late of the night with a satchel full of poems.
With poems, you say?
It was she who begged my father to make 'em in a book.
And what did she look like, Katie Bark?
Oh, I didn't see her, Robin. But she had a voice like a thrush in the spring.
She who brought my poems.
Aye, 'twas your Annie Laurie.
I didn't trust the truth in that, Kate. But I must leave the city now. I must go back to Ayrshire.
Why, Robin?
I didn't like riddles, lass. And I mean to hear the answer. Duncan, me lad.
Welcome home, Bobby Burns.
Have you seen Jean Armour here about, Duncan?
Jean Armour? She wilted like a flower, Robin, since ye went away. Nay, he no see her.
Jamie, lad, put down your pipes and tell me if you've seen my Jean Armour.
Nay, Robin. She's a stranger to the town since you went away from Ayrshire. She's not been the same. But I hear she wanders by the banks of the River Rye, all alone, morn and evening.
The bank of the river. It's there I'll look for her, Jamie.
Every lassie has her laddie, nay, nay, say, hey, I. Yet all the lads, they smile on me when coming through the ride.
Oh, Robin, is it you? I never thought I'd see your face again.
Tell me, Jean Armour, who was that took my poems to the publisher?
I do not ken.
'Twas a lass who came by stealth at night.
By stealth, you say?
Aye, and who sang like the thrush in springtime. It was you, Jean Armour.
No,
It was. 'Twas you, Jean, who turned the tide of my life.
not I.
Who made a book of my songs and saved me from leaving my native hills. 'Twas you, Jean.
And to me, Rhymer Robin, what matters it now? Your heart is promised to another,
Never.
to Annie Laurie.
Oh, Jeannie, did you never guess? There is no Annie Laurie. She's no one and everyone. The dream of perfection in every laddie's eye is Annie Laurie. And every lass who makes a lad to count her kisses more than her wealth. Her name is Annie Laurie, too. And if your father will pay a poet for a son, I'll kiss my Annie Laurie. And her name is Jean Armour.
Oh, Robin.
Give me a promise which never not will be. And for money, Annie Laurie, I lay me
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Lucille Norman will be back in just a moment. And our thanks to Katie Lee, who played Katie Bark, and to Herb Butterfield, Tom McKee, Jonathan Hole, and our entire company. Annie Laurie is a fictional version of the life and songs of Bobby Burns and was written by Lawrence and Lee. The Railroad Hour is brought to you each week at the same time by the American Railroads. Marvin?
Perhaps you've never thought about it this way, but railroads have long stood as a symbol of one of our basic freedoms. Freedom to go where we want when we want to. But there is an equally important freedom symbolized by the American newspaper, the freedom to know. These freedoms, the freedom to go and the freedom to know, have contributed jointly toward preserving the vitality of the American way of life. That's why the railroads are glad to take this opportunity to salute the American newspaper and the newspaperman for their unending struggle to preserve freedom of the press and the other freedoms we all hold so dear.
Thank you, Marvin.
Well, Gordon, we really took the grand tour to Scotland, didn't we?
Aye, it was a great day for the Clan MacRae, Lucille. You took the high notes and I took the low notes. But you hit the high seas before me.
Well, where's the show train stopping next Monday night, Gordon?
Well, we're bound for Broadway again, Lucille, with the great Sigmund Romberg musical treat, Maytime. And we're mighty proud to welcome back to the show train that great star of the Metropolitan Opera, Miss Dorothy Kirsten.
I promise you I won't miss next week's show. Good night, Gordon.
Good night, Lucy. We'll be expecting you back for another visit very, very soon.
All aboard!
Well, friends, it looks as though we're ready to pull out. And so until next week and Sigmund Romberg's Maytime, this is Gordon MacRae saying good night.
Gordon MacRae appeared through the courtesy of Warner Brothers, producers of Our Lady of Fatima. Our choir section of Norman Luboff. Our music is prepared and conducted by Carmen Dragon. This is Marvin Miller saying goodbye until next week for the American Railroads. Now stay tuned for your Monday night of music on NBC.
Transcribed. The Pacific Telephone Hour is next on NBC.